So as you said, our sandwich, the breads on each end, we got correct with Nola at the
We just didn't know
bottom
what was
and
in the middle.
top.
Is
Yeah.
it peanut butter on top and then jelly on the bottom, or was it jelly on
Exactly.
cake? Welcome back, Benchwarmers. It's time to check in on our NFL preseason predictions.
Let's see where we were spot on or dead wrong. I'm Corey, Guillotine Master Survivor again.
Whew, you made it. I'm Brendan, and Mike was right. Props, Mike. This is our feed from the bench. Thank you for hanging out. If before we get started, don't forget, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. And if you like what you're watching, like the video.
Button.
Like the video. It's that simple. It'll help us out. And it's
Yeah.
free. All right, man. So we went through, if you haven't seen them and you'd like to, we went through earlier this summer, I guess you can say, just before the season started, and went through every division, basically picked up. We didn't necessarily choose numbers for the standings. Maybe we kind of hinted at it when we discussed it, that this could be around a 10 or 11 win team, something like that. But we basically put the divisions in orders of the standings that we thought they would each finish in. So we thought we'd kind of do like a little mid-season checkup. It's technically week 10 started. It's Thursday night, so the boring Broncos-Raiders game just finished. Thanks a lot, Bo Nix, for 6 fantasy points. That was great.
I got 3.8 from Harvey. Thanks, man.
Woo! Yeah. So technically, I guess it's, about halfway through the season. So we thought we'd kind of check in on our standings and see where we were, like Corey said in the intro, where we were right, where we were wrong, maybe where we were just kind of wrong. So let's
I don't know. I feel like overall we did pretty good in general, though.
honestly, yeah, it's not too bad. There's some glaring bad spots where we were completely off, but most of it we were pretty spot on or close enough kind of thing where you'd be like, yeah, I could see how they would think that, but it would go this way. Or maybe two teams we have at 1-2, they're 2-1, or 2-3, they're 3-2, whatever, right? We'd kind of swap it like that. But other than that, I kind of think you were right. But we're just kind of go in a random order here and just kind of start picking off ones. We're going to start with one where we were actually both very wrong. Very wrong. And this is honestly to Corey's demise, unfortunately. So we were completely wrong about the Indianapolis Colts.
Big time.
Man, were we wrong. They are killing it this season.
Not only wrong, if you think about it, looking at the standings, we should have really thought about it because we talked about it last year. There's always a team that goes from 4th to 1st. I don't think we really thought about that looking at these standings from last year.
No, I think you might have. I know you mentioned it when we talked about the Cardinals, and we'll talk about them in a moment. But to your point, yeah, I don't think we did. And this is one of those where they were absolutely atrocious and an absolute dumpster fire last year, and they've turned it around. And they lost their most recent outing against the Steelers last week, so that brings them to 7-2 instead of the 7-1 that they were at. But 7-2, and Daniel Jones is a possible MVP candidate, while Jonathan Taylor is looking like 2024 Saquon Barkley. And
really.
you know what I mean? Like, I'm just like,
he's probably offensive player of the year category right now for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the only other person that gets close, and it's just because he's always in the mix, and I believe he's the only skill player that's not hurt, is obviously Christian McCaffrey, because the entire offense for the 49ers runs through that guy. And with not only is the quarterback hurt, I think, dude, there was a time where Mac Jones, the second string quarterback, was hurt, and they were basically going to have just hike it straight to Christian and just see what happened. That's
I mean, the Wildcat did work for a while at some point in the NFL, so maybe having Christian be able to kind of run it a little bit gives San Francisco something that we haven't seen in a long time. Not that teams didn't figure out how to stop it when it became a thing back in the day, but now that it's been out for so long, maybe that's something the Niners can use to help, like you said, survive Mac Jones and Purdy through the season, because, man, they're both beat the hell up.
They are. But anyways, back to Indy. Jonathan Taylor running all over the place. The defense is looking good. They just acquired Sauce Gardner, so it should only get better. I don't feel like it takes like a chemistry thing in order to get defense going. Obviously, chemistry will help it be better, but he's so talented as a man-to-man receiver, and he could obviously play coverage zones, no problem. So that's just like a nice weapon to have to your team that is kind of pushing for a deep playoff run, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, as a Titans fan, I hate seeing the Colts do anything good. But I think the weirdest part is Daniel Jones. I think if you look at it, the roster overall, I mean, it's kind of the same from last year. They just brought in Daniel Jones to compete with Anthony Richardson, which turned out to be, man, talk about
no competition at all. Colts. I was just about to say, is Anthony Richardson done?
Well, remember he got hurt in warmups because something hit his eye or something, like a training
I,
belt or
I
something, and he's out right now because he got injured. So that's how. Remember that was the same week I think the Colts guy got hurt in the warmups because they were running the cross pattern and ran into each other, and he got knocked out with a concussion or whatever. It's just as good as it is on the record books, at least early for Indy. The last couple of weeks have been rough as far as injury, and then Daniel Jones coming down to earth last week, but. Maybe that gives other teams kind of a blueprint of how to slow the Colts down moving forward. So the next 2 or 3 weeks should be really kind of like a big test for the Colts, regardless of who the team is or how good they are. It's more of the scheme that now other teams might try to implement after seeing what the Colts did last week, which was
And that
not
really
good.
starts this week in Germany playing the Falcons
Yeah,
because say what you want about Atlanta, they are that coin flip. Oh yeah, they're great today
absolutely.
team, and their defense is stacked. They have a defensive head coach and Raheem Morris, is that his last
Morris.
name?
Yep.
And they have the talent there as well, the scheme there as well. So I mean, they're a tough defensive team. We'll see what Daniel Jones does in Germany, but the Titans. I wanted to say you guys look good. I'm sorry. The
It's
Colts
because we're
look
in that
great.
division and I'm here.
Yeah,
It's the only reason the Titans are on the topic.
yeah. The Colts look great, and honestly, like Shane Steichen is legit. Was I thought Brian Dable was like the whisperer, and because he couldn't do anything with Daniel Jones and moved on quickly, and then I was like, okay, Shane Steichen couldn't really do much with Anthony Richardson, so I was like, maybe he's not the quarterback whisperer, but maybe they just both needed each other. Dable is
Yeah.
decent with quarterbacks; he just needed Josh Allen, and Daniel Jones is pretty good. He just needed Steichen, and vice versa. So they're looking pretty good and rolling pretty well in the AFC. As I mean, the tie with the Patriots for the top seed at 7-2. Well, not
Yeah. What is
anymore
this,
because the Broncos won
2007,
tonight.
2008 again? What the hell's going on?
Right? Yeah, yeah. It's odd.
Patriots and Colts, damn it.
Seriously. And it's not Brady and Manning.
No, it's not. We're in a new rendition of the scrap.
So that's one where we were both pretty wrong. I had them coming in last place. Corey, you had them coming in third, and they are in second in the AFC as a whole, basically just because
Yeah.
they're a half game back of the 8-2 Broncos right now. So
Broncos, man, crazy.
rough. Yeah, we'll get to them in a second too. But another one where we were really wrong. And I wouldn't necessarily say we're really wrong based on standings, but we were both really wrong based on what we thought this team would be.
Yeah.
We're going to stay in the AFC, and we're going to talk about Baltimore. They're 3-5 right now, so granted they're in second place, so it's like, oh, we had them coming in first, and they're in second. That's not that bad. Now I had Baltimore at this point probably being like 7-2. You know what I mean, or like 8.
Yeah.
Like I had them being
6
what the
and 3
Colts
at the
are.
worst.
Correct. Yeah, 6-3 maybe at the worst, but no, they are 3-5, and they don't look good. Lamar's been out a couple. Even
Yeah.
with Lamar, they haven't looked
I
that
was just going
great.
to say, even with Lamar in, the offense looks a little better, but the defense, which is what Baltimore's always been known as far as like they've existed in our lifetime, like defense first, and they just are not as good. I don't know if losing that coordinator 2 years ago, but they were still good last year on defense without
They
him.
were
So
okay. Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but it was just a bad start. But the fact that they started so bad, Lamar got hurt, and they're still 3-5 and have a chance in this division. I mean, it gives you. I mean, Pittsburgh is way ahead right now, but Pittsburgh's also really old as far as Aaron Rodgers. Can he play a whole season? How much does he have left in the tank? So
Yeah, he
Baltimore
looks
still
pretty
could
good.
catch them in the AFC North. It's
True.
not out of the
It's only
realm of
2
possibility.
games.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't
They're
know if
right
they've
there.
played each other yet, to be honest with
That
you.
was going to be my next question: is they've either played each other once or they haven't played yet. And there's going to be 2 times in like a 6-week period where they play, which I hate that the NFL does that. I get scheduling happens sometimes, but I'd like to have division games like in the first 4 or 5 games and then the last 4 or 5. So that way the division races kind of, come down to the wire against each other at the end. But scheduling doesn't work that way all the time, obviously. So I
True,
get it.
true. Week 14, first Steelers Ravens matchup in Baltimore, December
And then week
7th,
17.
and then week 17, last game of the season in Pittsburgh.
Okay. So it could come down to that last game for them to win
Yeah,
the
because
division.
I mean, 2 games is a decent amount. It's great. It's better than 1 or better than tied, obviously. But 2 games isn't that much, I mean,
But think about it. Even if Baltimore's 2 games back with going into that first matchup, if they beat them, then they're 1 game back with the possible of beating them the second time and having the tiebreaker. So as long
true.
as they're within a game or 2 by the time they get to that first matchup, they got a shot. And it's early. Harbaugh usually figures things out, but man, I don't know. It's just weird seeing Baltimore not be the usual Baltimore that we are expecting, I guess. It's kind of strange.
They both have a tough schedule, to be honest with you. Chargers, obviously, any divisional opponent. Steelers have the Lions, the Bills. and the Chargers still left on there,
Oh,
and then obviously a bunch
man.
of division. Um, and the Ravens don't have it really much easier. They have obviously anybody in division. They got the
Mhm.
Packers still, the Patriots. A little bit easier. They have the Jets as opposed to the Bills left because they obviously played the Bills week 1 and lost.
Yeah, got that out of the
Although they
way.
should have won that freaking game. Ugh, what a
Yeah.
joke.
And to be honest, maybe that winning that game and not blowing that turns this entire team around to a different trajectory at this point.
I
Like,
mean,
that
I
could
mean,
have
1-0
been
is a better start than 0-1, 100%. You
well,
know what I
not
mean?
only that, it was the way they lost, I think that was the more concerning thing. Like, if
A
you blow a
bad
game
fumble
like
by
that, does
Henry
it
at the end. Hmm.
yeah, and then, like, does it and then Henry fumbled the next week. Like, it just kinda
Dude,
carried
he's
over
fumbled
those
way
first
too
couple
much.
weeks. I know, it's
Yeah.
weird, and it's always been, like, the main thing he doesn't do. So I don't know,
Yeah.
you get over 30, all of a sudden, you just can't hold on to the ball? I don't know, it's weird.
Right. 200 carries a freaking year, never dropped the ball. And all of a sudden, yeah,
Got,
those
like,
brittle
4 in the
hands, man.
first 6 games or some
Getting
crazy shit.
old.
It's
You know
just
what I mean?
very
Yeah.
weird.
I
It's not
agree.
his
I
norm.
agree.
But
All
I'm
right. So
always
those were
rooting
ones.
for him, so
Yeah, true, true. Those are the ones that we were completely wrong. We'll touch on a couple more as we continue, but those are the ones where I was just meh. Nope, not even close.
yep.
Kind of one where I was kind of wrong, and Corey had it sniffed out from the beginning. Is the Denver Broncos? We just talked about them playing this Thursday
Mhm.
night. They now moved to 8-2. I knew they were going to be a good team. I just thought that the top of the AFC West was going to be a lot closer together. I
Yep.
did have them coming in third, but by like a game. I'm telling you, by like a
Yeah.
game. But the way that they're looking right now, they're kind of blowing everybody out of the water. Chargers are 6-3, Chiefs are 5-4. So I have the top three in the right order, just kind of switched around. But these Denver Broncos now. I'm gonna go look at their schedule, but I don't think it's been that tough. If I'm being honest, they beat the
I
Titans. No
kind of agree
offense.
with you there. I don't think they've had any really tough opponents. And also, man, can they play better when they wear those throwback jerseys they wore tonight? Those are beautiful jerseys, and they played like crap in them. My God,
Yeah,
they have those old
ten to
orange with
seven.
the B. Oh man, it's just a beautiful jersey.
Yeah, sweet. I love the throwback stuff. But yeah, I mean they've beaten the Jets, the Bengals without Joe Burrow, the Titans,
Yeah,
the
that's true.
Giants, the
Ugh,
Texans, the
yeah.
Cowboys. I mean,
Hey,
nobody that
yeah,
were
that's not very
really
good.
no, no, nobody that were really like, wow, that's a good win. Their best win was in Philly, which was Philly's
That's right.
first
Where they
loss of the
came back at
season. They
the
need
end.
to lose sometime. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's one of those ones that's kind of like a toss up. So they have both Chiefs games still left starting next week, but their
Oh,
schedule is
okay.
fairly easy. Honestly, the toughest is the division opponents that they have left, just because the Raiders are tough. But really, it's just the Packers. Packers, that's pretty much their toughest game left. I mean, I guess you can include the Jaguars, but I wouldn't really consider them a tough opponent. They're a good team,
No,
but
they're
they're not.
good. Yeah, better than we expected. But yeah, I wouldn't say a great
They have a
team
fairly
necessarily.
easy schedule. So now, granted, this may look great for regular season, but I'm curious what the light schedule does for them, come the postseason, because it looks like they're going to be in it.
Mhm.
8-2 is kind of hard to fall out of the playoff picture. Well, not
Yeah,
impossible, but a
but
little more hard. But you had
they
it right
didn't.
on, bro. I mean, you had them doing well. So what
I
did you
just think
see?
the biggest thing for me, I think it was just the cohesiveness of Peyton and Nix again. Because as the season got along, his first year last year, he got better and better and better, and it was like okay. And then they made the playoffs, which nobody expected. So you're like, okay, this is something they can build on, and that's what they've done this year. I think Bo's been great. I know tonight he
True.
had again, not a
Yeah,
great
thanks a
game, but it's a
lot.
short week against a division opponent, so that kind of goes with
Whatever.
it.
So you're saying
And
I
now
should
you
have known.
mentioned Kansas City's next, but they got 10 days to prep for them. So
Yeah.
maybe that is a benefit for them because if they can beat Kansas City and go 9-2 and really give themselves some separation, I mean, they could them and man, them, Indy, and New England could be battling for the top seed in the AFC, which who would have thought that starting in September when the season began? Like, no way we would have thought
Not
those three
me.
teams would be battling at the
No,
top.
no. You're thinking Buffalo, Baltimore, Kansas City, like it has been for the past 5+ years, basically.
And the Titan. Oh wait, no, I'm just kidding. Just
Yeah, yeah,
kidding.
no, I definitely had. No, I had them in third place, but yeah, nah, I'm a little
No, I'm
wrong on
trying
that
to
one
get
too.
another top pick. Keep losing, guys. It's too late. Just keep losing.
The only good thing that happens for the Chiefs going into this next week is yes, they have 10 days to prepare for the Chiefs. Chiefs are on a bye week. Andy Reid off a bye week
Oh,
is a little
pretty
tough.
damn good.
So
Is it in Kansas
yeah,
City or Denver?
it's in Denver, so it's a
Okay,
little
that
bit
helps a
better.
little, but
But
still,
yeah,
Andy Reid off a bye is pretty damn good.
14 days to prepare for this. Now, granted, the defense is good, but the Chiefs have started to hum a little bit. Granted, they lost in
Mhm.
Balt or in what the fuck did they play? Buffalo. Sorry,
Yeah,
they
it was a
lost
good
in
game.
Buffalo this past weekend. But yeah, I mean, they kept it close most of the game, and that is. I don't care what anybody says. That's Buffalo's Super Bowl every year. So
Oh
that's the
yeah, for
main
sure.
game they get up for. They want to just make sure they can beat Patrick Mahomes because they can never seem to beat him in the playoffs. So this is the
Yeah,
one place that they got him. So losing by a touchdown on the road against the team that literally just circles this as soon as they get the schedule, it's not a terrible loss. So hopefully they can.
yeah,
Hopefully for me, it's a little mini dynasty of the Chiefs fan that I am. They can turn it around and get the dub next week. Try to bring that AFC West a little closer
man,
together.
that's gonna be not only a huge matchup, but the fact that one team has 14 days and the other one has 10 days to prepare, they should.
Lots of prep.
Man, that should be a close battle all the way to the end when they match up here in another week. Man,
Now
Woo.
should I play Bo Nix again? I don't
I
know.
don't know. That
Daniel
Kansas City
Jones is my other
defense.
quarterback, so I don't really know about
I
that
don't know
one.
who Indy's playing the next week either. We'll have to look into matchups and see who they got next. Because if they're
Right?
playing the Titans, I would say play Daniel Jones.
Oh
Just being
damn it, they're on
honest.
a bye.
Oh damn. Okay, well,
I guess I have to play Bo
too
Nix.
late. You're screwed.
Maybe I'll go pick up Jacoby Brissett, our new starter baby in AZ.
He's looked pretty good
Kyler's
over there.
out.
I'm not gonna
I love
lie.
it. We'll talk about that in a second, though. We'll get to the Cardinals. All right. So, yeah. So, Denver, I was a little wrong. You had it right on the nose. Like I said, I knew they were going to be a good team, but I had them in the mix of the top
Yeah,
three. But they are leading that West like nobody's business. So, good for them. All
good for
right.
the dog.
Let's move on. Let's move on. Where I was kind of wrong. This is where I got to give shout out to my coworker, Mike. Big fan of this team. I had them being absolutely abysmal, and they are just average,
Yep.
which is the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, the record doesn't show average. Technically, average would be what, middle, right? 500 record.
I
They're
mean, if you didn't have that tie,
3-5-1. So they'd either be 4-5 or 3-6, right? But they're 3-5
Ugh,
and 1, firmly in second place behind the 6-2 Eagles. So not really that close. 2.5 game. It's such a weird thing to say in football. 2.5
I
games
was gonna
back.
say we never mention half in football, but we have no choice this year, unfortunately. And then even if they're in second, they've got 3 wins. That tells you how bad Washington has been playing, and now with Jaden Daniels out for who knows how long, that's not going to get better. And the Giants, I don't even know
Are the
I don't know. I'm
Giants?
surprised Dable hasn't been fired yet. Like even the Titans fired their coach. He's only been there a year and a half, and they already fired him. Like, Dable's been there
Yeah.
a long time, and they are letting him survive. I don't know why.
Well, I think I forgot what the family name is, but I think the ownership group in New York is a little more patient. They try to give
Yeah, what
people a little bit of
something
time.
with an M, I feel like. Can't remember the name.
Mara family.
Yes, that
Is that
sounds
one?
right. That sounds right.
So yeah,
Because I
so
think if
I
I
don't.
remember right, oh no, the Jets owners are Woody Johnson
Yes,
is the
yeah,
owners. Okay. Mara's the
that's why.
Giants. Okay, now I got it.
Correct, yeah, that's why it was funny that Aaron Rodgers joined. Everybody made that joke.
Oh,
Johnson,
that's
Woody
right, the
Johnson,
Johnson
who
and Johnson.
was Johnson and Johnson, and Aaron Rodgers joined there, but refused the Johnson and Johnson shot. Yeah. Anyways, so
Uh,
so let me give props where props are due. Dallas is a little bit better than I thought. The offense is basically freaking carrying them through this because the defense literally can't stop anybody.
it's crazy
But
how when Dak doesn't have one receiver he has to focus on all the time and kind of keep happy, they tend to do better on offense. Just
that's
saying.
what I was telling Mike. Now, granted, in CD's first game back, he lit it up, and they
Oh
won
yeah,
the
of
game.
course.
So that's different. But I was telling Mike the same thing. I was like, I forgot how good Dak is when he doesn't have to focus on Des Bryant or Amari Cooper or
Hmm.
now CD Lamb. If he doesn't have to focus on making sure that this person gets 10 catches a game, then he could
Yeah.
just pick the open receiver, which is what quarterbacks should technically be doing. And as
Yeah,
much as
that's the
people want
whole
to give
job,
Dak
right?
shit, I think he's a little bit better than people think. He's a top 15 quarterback in the league. I would take him above at least half of the starters. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I might even say top 12,
yeah,
like a little
we could talk. I
further.
mean, this is me not thinking about it. You know what I mean? Just kind
Yeah,
of
no, I'm
throwing it
just
out there.
trying to. I'm like 10 might be a little, but 12 could
10,
be
yeah,
like a
top 10. I
good.
don't know about top 10. I'll
Yeah,
give you
10's
that.
pushing 12, 13 somewhere in
So, but they've improved. I mean, they grabbed Quinn Williams and a linebacker from Cincy to try to kind of shore up
there.
this abysmal defense that they're putting out on the field every week. And I like Quinn Williams. Bless you, thank you. That guy's the best. So,
I love that video. That is the greatest video of all time.
he's just like a kid, though. That's what it seems like. But I'm
Yeah.
actually happy for Quinnen. Don't obviously indifferent about the Cowboys, but happy for Quinnen. He gets out of New York. Not that Dallas is a better spot. Jerry Jones is kind of a weird owner,
No, but at least
but
people are going to see you play.
100%. And honestly, they are a
Mhm.
little bit better. They have
Yeah.
Dak on the other side, so the offense is competent.
And he's not going to replace Micah. Obviously, we
No,
get that, but
different
he's
different
going to
job.
help the defensive line get improved from here. I mean, he's been a Pro Bowler before, and they just gave him a
Hmm.
huge deal in New York. So if you're the Cowboys, you don't even got to worry about the contract situation. Like,
which is
just
what
get
they're
him in
terrible
there,
at.
and yeah, see,
They give it
exactly.
all
So
to
you
the
don't got to
wrong
worry about
guys. So
that. Somebody already took care of that part for you, Jerry. You can't
you
screw
don't
this
have to
up
worry
now.
about that part. Just get the player, put him on the field. Let's call
But
it done.
also, like, I don't know if obviously Philly's so good. The Cowboys are not going to catch them for the division. So, but
No, oh no.
NFC is kind of beyond the Eagles, Cowboys, Packers, Lions. I think the NFC, Tampa's in there too. They're pretty good. Beyond that, I
Don't
feel like
forget about the
The
West though.
NFC is
6-2, 6-2, 6-3.
okay. I
Seahawks,
kind of
Rams,
am. I
Niners.
know the records show better than I'm thinking, but for some reason in my mind, Seattle, I'm just not really worried about when it comes down the line. I think that Sam Darnold will get stopped by a good defense
Pumpkin
again.
mode.
Yeah, and also the Niners are good, and there's a lot of injuries, and they keep winning somehow. But I think when it comes down to like the playoffs I just don't know if they're going to have enough at that point because a lot of the guys they've lost are not coming back like later in
Yeah,
the year.
especially on
Like,
defense. Especially on defense.
yeah,
Obviously,
they're
having your
good
two
for the year.
Fred Warner and Nick Bosa out for the remainder of the season because of
Yeah,
dude,
huge.
Fred Warner's injury was bad, bro. Oh my gosh. I like Fred
I
Warner
feel
too.
bad for all those ones that like something tweaks a body part the wrong direction or whatever. It's like, oh, I don't even want to see the replay. Like
Well,
the
like
replay
Jaden
of Jaden
Daniels,
Daniels.
Tyreek Hill.
Okay, the Jaden Daniels one because I didn't get to watch the game live. I was working, but when I saw the replay later on Twitter about it, they're like, "Oh, I can't believe this happened." And I was watching the replay. I was watching for his leg, so I
Yeah.
didn't even see his arm. Like I watched it 3 times. I'm like, I don't see anything happen. His leg doesn't bend, and then everyone's like, "Oh, his left elbow." I was like, "Oh, wait a minute, go back." I
Oh,
got to watch this again. I didn't even see that arm. I wasn't looking for the arm because it's always a Achilles or
of course, yeah.
ACL of a knee twisting, getting tackled. So that's what I assumed it was, but nothing to do with it. So
Honestly, good for Jaden Daniels because it's his non-throwing arm. Not that you can't
true.
play. I mean, he's out for this. He should
No,
be
yeah,
out for
yeah,
the
yeah.
season. I'm just saying, like, as far as
But you can still
recovery.
kind of train your throwing arm and like keep it in,
Hmm.
while this is recovering. You don't have to
Yeah.
completely shut down your entire top half. So that kind of
Yeah.
helps.
And the bottom half because it's hard to recover
Yeah.
from knee injuries, the ankle
Mhm. Can
injuries,
still
stuff like that.
practice,
Hmm.
drills and running and kind of keeping that. So he's not, and like you said, yeah, non-throwing arm. That's if you're gonna have an injury as a quarterback, that's the best one, I guess,
Yeah. Yeah. If you have to.
because it's not a
Correct. I agree.
concussion. Like you
True.
can recover from a left arm if you're a right hand thrower. So it's
Yeah.
not good, but it could be a lot worse.
Yeah, so the division doesn't look that great to your point. The fact that
Yeah.
they're in second at 3-5, I mean, I guess you can kind of attribute this to similar how we were talking about Baltimore. I mean, they've looked terrible,
True.
but I mean, hey, they're still alive. They're
They're in
three
it.
and six. Yeah, they're here still. So, yeah,
I don't know if this says
it's looking
more
rough.
or less about the NFC or the Cowboys. I can't really decide how to put
Yes,
first in that category.
yes. The answer is yes. So, anyways, I take it back. I was a tad wrong on the Cowboys. I was giving them a little bit too much shit, but they're better than we thought. So.
Yeah, I know. We both had them in fourth, so here they are in second. But again, under 500, so not a great team. So I feel good about still picking them to be in last. The division just sucks balls, so can't do
True,
anything about that.
true. Very true. But they have honestly, I've watched the games and they've looked a
Yeah,
little bit better than I thought too.
I agree. Yeah, the defense I think is the biggest thing, but Quentin
Oh,
Williams will help, and we'll kind of see how they go from here. But they could still get into a wild card spot. As crazy as that sounds, at 3-5-1 this far down.
odd. Odd for sure. I think it's going to be, I don't know. The NFC North and the NFC West are going to be taking a lot of the spots, but we'll
Yeah,
see as
that's
as
true.
it continues. Well, we'll keep it with the NFC though. This is where Corey and I were both extremely right.
Yeah,
Now
so
we got
far.
a little bit wrong in the middle here, but we got a correct sandwich in the sense that we knew the NFC South was going to start with the Bucks and end with the Saints. But well, what happens in the middle? We had Atlanta, Carolina. Right now it's Carolina, Atlanta. Blah blah blah. But either way, we were close. But it's kind of hard to pick against Tampa winning this division and New Orleans having no idea what's going on coming in last,
Yeah.
right?
Well, they didn't even know who they were going to start week one before the season. It was Rattler, or they going to the kid Shuck or whatever I think it's
Mm-hmm.
pronounced. It doesn't spell like that at all.
Looks
But
like
they started with
show.
Rattler, and there was a couple games. He had some moments, but they decided, okay, we're done. It's time to give the kid a chance and see what we can possibly build on or bring in next year to help him improve and improve as a team. So
And he's
it
looked
just
bad.
it's almost as bad as the back in the day as they used to call them the Aints. Like it's not quite that
Get
bad,
your paper
but
bag
it
ready.
is. It is pretty rough down in NOLA right now. But as we talked about before the season, that was kind of expected. So as you said, our sandwich, the breads on each end, we got correct with NOLA at the
We just didn't know
bottom
what
and
was in the
Tampa at the
middle.
top.
Is it
Yeah.
peanut butter on top and then jelly on the bottom, or was it jelly on
Exactly.
top and
Dude,
peanut
you
butter on
read
the
my mind. I was
bottom?
like, it's peanut butter
Yeah,
jelly. It's just a matter of which one went on first.
we don't know which one we put on first. I personally put jelly on first because it's easier to get it off the knife.
Okay, but do you do both peanut butter and jelly on each piece of bread, or one peanut butter and one jelly and then put them together?
Oh no, I'm not a psychopath. I have one on each piece of bread. Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say I'm sure, but then again, the question: if you only do a half a piece, then you got to do half and half and fold together. So there are many
Yeah,
ways to do it.
but I don't put it like all peanut butter, all jelly. I do peanut butter jelly.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. See, I
So
want more of all of it, so I just do both.
oh yeah, I eat like a taco more because I can't. The fold doesn't quite make it all the
Yeah,
way.
that's true. That's a good
So
point. A
it's just kind of
taco of
spilling
peanut
out.
butter sandwich. I love it.
Exactly. Exactly. I don't know how we got here, but here
All
we are.
right.
My favorite jelly is. No, I'm just kidding.
We're doing jelly rankings today. We're not even doing power
Yeah.
NFL
Oh,
rankings
bro, we
anymore.
should do something like that. That's funny. All right.
I'm kind of down.
So we were kind of right about that. Bucks looking good. Bucks, honestly, with all their injuries, are looking good. They've had Bucky Irving hurt. Mike Evans is out. Chris Godwin still hasn't come back. They've had Emeka Egbuka, their star rookie. He's gotten hurt. Their whole offensive line have taken turns being hurt. The defense has players hurt, and they're still 6-2. So Bucks are looking good. We kind of saw that come. Imagine if they had their whole team. Sheesh.
Dude, Baker is the man. It's a culture setter. Like he goes down there, and that Tampa had lost Tom Brady, so there's like, okay, we're in this change, but we'll give Baker a shot. But Baker's been nothing but great down there.
Yes.
It all fits in the
Good for
vibe,
him.
the culture of the team. Todd Bowles head coaching there. It all just works. So unless something even more catastrophic injury wise happens to Tampa, I don't see them faltering from the top of this division. They should be maybe depending on how, let's see, South Green Bay, they'll probably be the 4 seed just because, although the NFC West could beat each other up and maybe Tampa could jump up to the 3 seed, but we'll see. But I'm
Possibly.
expecting them to be in the playoffs and maybe make some noise. They are pretty good. They've been there a lot, so it's not like there's no
Yeah.
experience on that roster.
No, 100%. They beat the Eagles a couple years ago. Not obviously last year
Oh,
because the
that's
Eagles won
right.
the Super Bowl, but they beat the Eagles a couple years ago. And the Eagles,
Mhm.
I mean, a lot of people think they have a good team.
Yeah, true. Yeah, they have an okay
Me
team.
included, kind of. Okay, so right about those, little right sandwich we're calling it. Now we're gonna move on to where else I was right and Corey was a tad wrong, and by a tad I mean very.
It's just a little.
Yeah. So we
It's pretty
both
good.
had Green Bay leading the division, which is happening now, albeit only by a half game because of the tie that they had with Dallas.
Mhm.
But somebody was kind of selling out on all their Detroit Lions stock while I was still ready to kind of keep them up towards the top. You had them falling completely through the floor.
Yep.
And now, while you were right about Chicago being better than I thought
Yes.
Chicago was coming in last place. I thought they still needed one more year to kind of put it together, but they've been looking pretty good. But you were pretty dead wrong on about Detroit. So the coordinator thing, and I
Yeah.
mean, all this play is still kind of flowing. No,
Yeah, it is. And the first week or two, I think it was one of those like, they don't look great, so maybe I will feel good about
true.
this. But as we've gone, they've figured some things out. The offense is starting clicking again, so they're scoring, which is helping them win some games. I, I wasn't that I don't like them. Like I have nothing
No,
against.
yeah,
I just thought with all the
you hate them. It's fine.
change at the top that it would just kind of get in the way and they'd falter. But credit to Dan Campbell, he's kept them going, and Jared Goff's had another great year, and St. Brown's been good. Detroit does everything good, but I still think Green Bay at the end of the day wins the division. But I see
True.
Detroit right at the top there and getting a wild card and maybe winning a road game in the first round because a lot of these guys have been there before. They were in an NFC title game a couple years ago, as we know, and they lost. But a lot of the guys are still there as far as the players. Goff is still there. He's been to a Super Bowl with the Rams, so there's a lot of confidence there, and I think an ability. I just for some reason thought they would all fall apart with coaching changes, but I was dead wrong. Okay, I'm sorry, Detroit. Get off my back.
And it is still kind of early. I mean, anything could happen over the rest of the season. So we'll say you're half wrong for now until the
But
season
I do
finishes.
feel good about the Chicago one. That one did help me a little bit as far as how bad I was about Detroit. So I'll take that.
Yeah,
And
you're
again,
right. I had Chicago coming in dead last. They're ahead of Minnesota right now for
yeah,
third,
that
but
is
technically record tied with Detroit. So
yeah,
you're
see,
not too
they're right
wrong.
there.
You're
They're
not too
right there.
wrong.
I think
You were
they
just so
could.
far down on Detroit. I had to give
I
you shit. You
just
were just
well, I
so
had to
far down.
also if I had Chicago going from the bottom near the top, somebody had to go from the top back down near the bottom. So I
And you
just
picked the
assumed.
two-time division winners, the back-to-back division winners
Hey, wait a
to do
minute.
it.
Back up here. We're talking
Are they
about the
not back-to-back?
future franchise known as the Detroit Lions. Okay, before back-to-back division titles the last 2 years, where the fuck were they before? So
That was
give
before they
me
were
a
biting
benefit of the doubt
kneecaps and
there.
getting knocked down and coming back up and biting the other kneecap, okay? That was before that. Now they're
Good point.
different. Talk about culture setters. That's
Yeah,
Dad
you're
Campbell
right.
right there for you.
You're
So,
right. It has changed. Can't argue that.
all right,
So
let's
I was
move on
wrong.
to my division. Yeah, you were a little bit wrong about that one. This one you were a little bit wrong too, but I appreciate this one because you were just trying to make me feel good. The division is really good,
And you
so
didn't return the favor for your AFC South division predictions. What the hell?
I mean, I have them coming in third. You have them
Uh,
coming in last. I have them doing better than
well, I
that.
know, but I know my own team. We suck.
Same.
Which,
That's why I had them
yeah, I
in
was gonna say
last.
you proved your point here as well. I guess, huh?
So Corey was pretty wrong. We were fairly right about everything else. You were a little bit more down on Seattle than I was. I had them coming in third, but like a game or two behind the Rams and the Niners. I was wrong about that. They are leading division, basically tied with the Rams and the
Mhm.
Niners, 6-2, 6-2, and the Niners are 6-3. They played an extra game. The other two have had their bye already. So, but Arizona, you were a little off on. I wish you were right, man. I wish you were right. It's the Kyler thing, bro. I know people gave me crap about making the Call of Duty joke in the comments before, but
They did, dude, for real. If you watch the video previously, there are people commenting, "Oh, Common Warfare, it's just games." Like, okay, but here we are again. He's injured
yeah,
and he's not, and then he's back. But they're like, you know what? Brissett's better. We're just gonna stick with it. So, I think the Kyler era needs to come to an end.
yeah, I think it is. I think he's played his last game as a Cardinal. He's not hurt enough to be on the IR, but they put him on the IR anyways. So it's kind of just a way to like nicely say thank you, but no thank you. That's
Yeah,
the way I'm taking it, which is
yeah.
fine. Now Jacoby Brissett isn't the future, but
No, no.
it
But
is
at
what
least
it
he
is.
competes and gives you a chance. You know what I mean? He doesn't turn
100%.
the ball over a lot. He's smart with it. Now he doesn't run out of the pocket or anything like Kyler can do, but
Who cares?
that's okay.
Neither does Matt Stafford. Look at the Rams.
Yeah. And Brissett can move. Like he's not a runner, but he's all that's not his game. But if he
He's not
needs
like
to in
Big Ben.
moments, yeah, he can get out and he does run out of bounds and slide. He doesn't take any stupid hits. He's a vet for a reason and has been in the
Mhm.
league a long time. So he knows how to play and just, not do anything stupid. Don't turn the ball over. Keep it within and then just play for the next play. If there's nothing there, throw it away. Don't take a sack, all that kind of stuff. So Cardinals are improved as a team, but because the division is so damn good, their ranking in there has not changed.
Yeah, 3-5, which would be good enough for second place in the NFC East. But here we are in the NFC West with everybody having 6 wins is puts us a little bit behind. But honestly, solid team. Beat the Cowboys the other day. Take that, Mike. So that
Mhm.
was nice. Monday Night
Harrison's
Football.
had some moments where he's looked pretty good. So
Yeah, after I
there's
traded him, that was good. Thank you
yeah.
for that.
And Trey McBride obviously is
Hey,
improved as
he's
well.
looking
So
good.
if you can get the quarterback situation under control for the future, there is a possibility, especially the Rams. Stafford's old, so this might be their last run. Seattle, who knows what they're going to be year to year because they're such in a weird spot with Darnold, and we don't know
Mhm.
how that's going to go long term. So, like, the Niners, as long as Shanahan's there, they're going to be competitive. They're not
Yeah.
going to not be good, but
Mhm.
that doesn't mean they couldn't be 8-8 or 8-9 one year, and
I
the
mean, all
Cardinals
their
still
best
might be
players
ahead of them.
are old, though. To your point,
That's true.
like
Yeah, Trent
McCaffrey,
Williams.
the two people who are already hurt, Trent
Yeah,
Williams, George Kittle. The
yeah,
youngest person that's like one of their star players is Brock Purdy, but we know that unless he's got some people to freaking get it to, he's
yeah,
not as good as he was that one year they went to the Super Bowl. Well, I mean, I
yeah.
know they went twice, but
But once
um,
with him, yeah.
yeah, the one year that he went, let me be specific because the other one
Um,
he got hurt in the NFC title game against
mhm.
the
Was it
Eagles.
like
So
5 plays into? It was like super early. They went to Trey Lance and they had to go back to him because Lance got hurt and then
just to hand the ball
throw the
off,
ball. So I
basically.
just
Yeah,
handed off. It was just a very weird game, but
yeah.
it
So.
happened.
But yeah, I mean it's been a good NFL season. It's been pretty fun. I think my biggest surprise. Let's do this. My biggest surprise, to be honest with you, is I knew they were going to be decent, but how good New England has been is
I
I knew
agree.
they were going to be good, but the fact that they were able to beat Buffalo already. Now they haven't had a hard schedule besides the Bills, but
Mhm.
neither have the Bills, and they're ahead of them. So
True.
I think that my biggest surprise is New England. What would you say the biggest surprise for you is? It could be a bad surprise, like it could be negative, like oh I thought
Looking
this
at
team
the
was gonna be good, but
standing,
they're
I'm just trying to
terrible.
think, is there anything that's like super, oh my God. Well, no, I picked Denver to be there, so that's not weird. I guess New England isn't New England, yes, but also for me, I didn't expect them to be as bad because I know of Vrabel, obviously coached the Titans, so I know he's a culture changer. When he went in there, they completely changed, went to an AFC title game, playoffs a couple years in a row. So I knew going in, and he played for them and won with them, so he knows about winning culture in New England.
The
So I knew it was
culture,
going to
right?
change and they would improve. I didn't think necessarily this early they would be ahead of Buffalo, but I thought they would compete with them near the end of the season for the division crown. But you're there with a chance to win it. So, hats off to Vrabel, dude. Keep doing your thing, whatever it is, it's
True.
working. It
How
just
about
sets
this?
the
Another
example.
surprise for both of us because we had them in first place. Houston. Houston is not looking good.
No,
Even if
not
they
at
were in
all.
second place right now, but they're 3-5, 2 games back of second place, 4 games back of first place in the AFC
Only
South.
2
So
games away from last in the division with the Titans.
that's wow.
Woo!
That's actually true. They only have 2 more wins. That's actually
Sad.
true. So yeah. So I mean, maybe that would be another surprise. We thought they'd be a little bit better, and they have taken a huge nosedive. I thought the
Yeah.
sophomore slump would come last year for CJ, but it did not. So
No, it's definitely
I
come
guess it's
this year.
the
But also, like,
junior slump.
I don't know if it's necessarily all his fault. I mean,
True.
Houston, it just hasn't been as good. I feel like the Nico Collins is in and out a lot as far as the
Tank
offensive
Dell's
side.
completely out. Joe
Yeah,
Milton
Dell has not
hasn't,
been
not Joe
in.
Milton, Mixon. Joe Mixon hasn't played a snap.
Yes, it's
Um,
just a lot of issues down there. But
their defense is stacked though.
yes, but in the NFL, as we've talked about, like year to year, you can have a lot of the same guys, but you can go from first to worst and worst to first. Like things change quickly, and unfortunately for Houston, it looks like it has flipped the script for them.
Yeah, exactly. Well, again, if you haven't seen any of the episodes where we do the predictions, go check it out. We'll probably do a wrap up one, I'm assuming, on the
Oh
NFL
yeah,
season. Obviously, as we get into the playoffs, we'll talk about that too. But we could do a where we were completely wrong, right? Kind of like a summary
yeah. Maybe we
once
do
the
that going
season wraps
into
up.
the last week of the season, so that
Yeah,
way after we know what we're going into, and kind of because at that point, week 18, you're either most of the things are going to be set in stone as far as division winners and matchups in the playoffs. There might be one or two that are last minute, but
yeah,
going into week 18, I think we can come back and look at our final reports of where we were really bad or really good, and then we can get ready for playoff preview from there. That's when it really gets interesting and fun is the playoffs. So.
sounds
And
good.
then you and I don't have to stress about it because we're not going to be in them. So
No,
I don't.
no, no, we're already out.
Yeah, we're both already eliminated. I Titans were eliminated after like week 2, so I'm
Yeah,
not.
sure. Yeah, we weren't. We were 2-0. Woo,
Yeah, and then it fell apart. So it happens. This is the NFL, man. Week to week,
happens,
any given
happens.
Sunday, as they say.
It is what they say. It is.
All right. Well, let us know in the comments below who you think is the best team in the NFL right now. Obviously, we went back and forth on who we thought was going to be good and based on how they are now. Or hit us up on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at RVUFTB and tell us why the Eagles could repeat as champions because it seems to be the NFL right now is about dynasties and Philly looks really good and a bye week already 6-2. So kind of scary.
It's true. They do look good. Appreciate everybody for stopping by, though. Thank you for hanging out on the bench with us, and make sure you check back into the next episode. What are we doing next? Any interviews coming up?
I'm working on a couple different interviews, scheduling problems right now with issues.
Okay.
Duck season starts. I got concerts, so it's hard to get them, but I am working
A
on
little
a couple
busy.
different interviews. We're trying to get DJ Jojo back because since we had him the last time, he's changed his role
Yeah.
a little bit and now more
Okay.
involved in the entertainment side. So we want to kind of get some more info into that and what they've done as far as pregame presentation. I got a
Nice.
couple others I'm working on. I'm not going to give names and details because they are kind of
No.
cool. I know you and I already know,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Yeah.
we are
Yeah.
working on a couple other ones. So stay posted.
Yeah. Make sure. Actually, we're gonna cover basketball next. Basketball season
That's
started.
a good idea. We should do
Let's
a
get into
checkup.
that.
Yeah.
So make sure you check back into the next episode. NBA updates is where we'll be. So appreciate everybody stopping by. Thanks. Peace.
This was a Sycamore Fourth Studios production.